Hello, and welcome back to the next part of this Doujinshi reading, the White Album 2 review book. A cute little book. We have moved on past Koharu and Mari-san and arrived at Chiaki. So we're going to have some cute little comics about Chiaki's route and then go through it linearly, talk about the most important points of the route, which is nice to reference back to. So, starting out, curtain call! Great show, everyone. Why am I the only one here? You could have called someone else. Well, you're my one and only friend, Setsuna. I'm friends with Shoko-san, not you, Chiaki-san. Ding. The other two have already wounded me fatally in the previous few pages, and I'm about to be wounded again. Can we just get to the next one so I can be happy, please? Yes, the Christmas thing was my fault, but 3 consecutive blows from different root branches are just overkill. I'm throwing my life away. A fatal KO. Listen, this is what it feels like when you try to 100% White Album 2. Like, it's just everyone beating up Setsuna. So, I'm heading to the next page. I'm sure you can handle this yourself, Chiaki-san. Oh, bye, Setsuna. Don't be in such a hurry, Setsuna. No, I'm going home. You're such a jerk, Chiaki-san. You're an alien, an unpopular character. She said the forbidden words. You were making this face the whole time you deceived Haruki-kun. What the hell? No. And just as planned. Listen. Oh, no. They overwrote the joke. So in the original, you can probably guess, it said all according to Keikaku. Keikaku Dori, which is like, it's a meme. They could have left that in Japanese and people would have understood. Or just wrote it in Romaji. It's also a Death Note reference. No, I can't believe that joke was overwritten. Oh, it's a beautiful one. But if I'd skipped out on the hiding and deception and gotten to know him honestly from the start, I wonder what it would have changed. Maybe he wouldn't have dated me if I hadn't calculated everything. I was happy about befriending Shoko-san. I hoped we'd be able to stay friends for a long time. But that dear friend and Haruki-kun were both taken away from me. That's why you lost to Takeya-kun in the popularity polls. Even more forbidden words. This is a really cool image too because it shows how beautiful Chiaki is, but it also shows how, like, the duality of man kind of thing. Like, yeah, she's just a little bit twisted and evil. Or maybe a lot of it twisted and kind of evil. But still, really cool and beautiful. So moving on to Chiaki's route timeline, and we're reading from the right. So December 24th. Chiaki waits for Haruki in front of his apartment building. Haruki and Chiaki sleep together. You see how fast that goes? Like, Chiaki's route, just, there's no stopping. You just go, 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 go. Haruki lives the slothful life with Chiaki. Haruki turns down Takeya's invitation to prioritize Chiaki. Haruki and Chiaki's mail order life, which was pretty much just them using Uber Eats every single day and not going out. Haruki and Chiaki continue on in debauchery. Listen, it's been 6 days since they were hanging out, and on the first day, it was pretty much midnight, so it's been 5 days, and they're like, they haven't even left the house. It's been 5 days. Debauchery. Like, no, what? That's how a lot of new relationships go. You enter into a new relationship, especially when it's physical right off the bat, and you just don't leave the house for a while. No, I don't think that's debauchery. I think that's regular. But then again, Haruki did continue on like that for way too long. Haruki and Chiaki view concert DVD. Haruki tells Chiaki about Kazusa and Setsuna. Yeah, Chiaki imitating Kazusa is something that will never leave my mind. That was like freaky, but cool. January, Haruki largely recovers. Chiaki begins packing. Chiaki leaves Haruki's place. So just to kind of put this in perspective again, it's been a week. Like, when you're playing through the game, it really feels like a lot longer, and it really feels like, what are they doing? They're throwing away their lives. It was a week. You know how many weeks I've wasted doing nothing? Like, it's fine. Haruki is alone for the first time in a while. Chiaki begins writing screenplay. Troupe makes a comeback. Takeya and Io go to see Haruki. Chiaki meets with Setsuna for role study. Takeya and Io pin down Chiaki. Haruki is still unable to get in touch with Chiaki. Haruki watches Chiaki's performance on the school festival DVD. Haruki pins down Chiaki's troupe. Haruki learns the truth from Chiaki. Dude, what an intense scene that was. Like, whew, I'm getting goosebumps. Like, I'm not saying that Chiaki is my favorite girl for Haruki, but playing through Chiaki's route is just, it's so much fun. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of parts where I'm like, oh my god, come on. You know, like, even with Koharu's route, like, oh, high school drama. It's just, it's interesting. And I think that's what I like the most about it. And then we move on to some character quotes from Chiaki's route. I'll be an escape for you, Haruki. You can cry into my chest. You can sleep on my lap. You can find pleasure inside me if you want. I know that. We're friends. We're friends. God, he's so stupid. You know the trope where, like, oh, guys can never tell if a girl's flirting or not? Literally, look at this paragraph. We're friends. Oh, good gravy. I finally started to feel it for real. This is what becoming a woman means. I feel like I've just gained another valuable experience. Now I think I could do an even better job of playing them, the other heroines up to this point. A woman toyed with by love. A woman who goes mad in love. So, serious actors are so silly. It's like that guy who, I don't follow pop culture very well, but that one guy who was about to play the Joker, and he like got so into his role, he's like, oh, I'm evil. Oh, I'm so bad. But it was really just kind of silly, and everyone made fun of him. That's kind of how I feel about Chiaki sometimes. Like, oh, I'm so in character. I'm so evil. Like, no, you're not. Just calm down. When you've been rejected by the woman you like, when your heart can't handle it all, what's wrong with running to another woman? What the hell are you saying? Stop, Takeya. I'm in the wrong here. Why do you have to sit and wait perfectly faithfully until she looks your way again? I mean, what proof do you have that she will look your way? Why are you saying all of this? You're never going to understand. Not with the way you jerk men around by acting indifferent. Ooh, got him. Honestly, though, like, I get Io and I get, like, why she's holding back from dating Takeya. So I'm not saying she's in the wrong. But at the same time, no, Takeya absolutely has a point. Look, if something's not working out with someone, obviously I'm not saying like cheating. I'm saying if you're not dating someone, you have a crush on someone, but it's not working out, dude, just go find somebody else. Like, that is natural. You might even find out you like them more. You might discover new things. You might discover new hobbies, you know? It's not a bad thing. You don't have to devote yourself to somebody that you're not even dating. Like, that's what bothered me so much about, they were like, you're cheating on Setsuna? Dude, they weren't even like dating at this point. Like, let's be real. They really haven't talked in over a year. They're not dating anymore. Come on. Serious, reliable, naggy, nice to everyone, favoring you just a little bit above everyone else. Always worrying about something, but putting his all into it. Wow. So what I'm saying is, what's so good about a guy who hurts himself on purpose? I'm impressed. You remembered my ideal guy perfectly. That's because it's exactly the guy you were dating. Listen, Haruki's not my ideal guy, so I'm like listening to Chiaki, I'm like, yep. Guys who are stubborn and pushy and inflexible like that, there's something really cute about them, don't you think? Yeah, I do. Maybe you don't like that kind of guy, Shoko-san? That weakness pressed all the right buttons, actually. Listen to me. Now I've gone and blabbed. I guess my willpower isn't that strong. No, it's too strong. This isn't funny. The three of you really just ignore the audience, huh? You're all flirting with each other on that stage. What does that mean? Ogiso-san and Toma-san both. They were trying too hard. I think it's supposed to be so hard. So hard to get your attention. Playing, singing, colliding. All for one person. What are you getting at? I'm saying that love triangle you three had, it was gushing out all over here from your singing and playing. Literally, it was. God, Chiaki's are just, it's interesting. I'm going to use that word a lot for Chiaki's root because that's honestly, I think, the best way to put it. I know it's definitely not everybody's cup of tea, but I love it. Moving on to the timeline from February, and again, reading from the right-hand side. Takeya and Proprietor and Io and Chiaki have respective conversations. Haruki is unable to get his feelings in order. Haruki falls ill with fever. Setsuna comes to visit him. Chiaki is beaten to the punch by Setsuna. Haruki confesses to Setsuna about Chiaki. Setsuna talks with Chiaki. Takeya warns Haruki to cut things off with Chiaki. Haruki visits Chiaki to give support. I love these two dates, 10 and 14. Takeya's like, please cut off Chiaki. But then immediately the next line is, Haruki visits Chiaki. Like, okay, you do what you want then. That's fine. Moving on to the epilogue, Chiaki has trouble with screenplay. Jealous of Yukine. Chiaki waits in front of house. Chiaki has lingering feelings for Haruki. Haruki goes on date with Setsuna. Haruki and Setsuna go to see the performance. Haruki breaks up with Setsuna. Well, that was fast. Haruki goes to see Chiaki. Epilogue. Haruki and Chiaki live together. Yeah, Haruki cooks and cleans and Chiaki sleeps. Kind of like Kazusa. But that's the thing. Haruki loves taking care of people. And so he attracts lazy people like Kazusa and Chiaki. You like Haruki-kun, don't you? Me? Like him? Yeah, right. I just used him all the way to the bone. It's cheesy. Is that guilt what kept you from going any further? Yeah, I understand that. Pretty well, actually. You want to quit making assumptions? Can't you just smack at me really hard or something? Not getting to see you made the feeling grow. The tiny bit of time we could spend together, that made the feeling grow even more. So my heart isn't going to be defeated here. No, this role wasn't just patterned after Setsuna anymore. No, it's like Setsuna plus Chiaki. And that's what feelings do. In trying to have everything, I might lose everything. That's fine. I'm going to keep wanting everything anyway. Yukine Hatsushiba with Setsuna Ogiso, Kazusa Toma. I won't talk about believing in you, Kazuki-kun. Kazuki-kun. It just sounds so weird. Whether you choose me or Haruna, I don't think you've done the wrong thing. And Chiaki Izumi herself. You're not going to be with me anymore, Haruki-kun. If you're nice to me, it'll just... Oh, this is... We're back to the actual Setsuna. Right. Because while they were watching the screenplay, Haruki and Setsuna were having conversations of their own. You're not going to be with me anymore, Haruki-kun. If you're nice to me, it'll just hurt more. But I figured now that you're finally about to graduate from me and Kazusa, I ought to make you happy. That's sad. But like, honestly, my opinion, having been a fan and having played every route and having just like, I really think realistically the healthiest thing for Haruki to have done, after he made all his mistakes, of course, it's just to move on to a different girl. Like, you messed things up so bad. Honestly, just move on. I'm gonna make you happy. One of these days, I'll make you say with your whole heart that you were glad to be with me. So you don't have to push yourself that hard. You don't have to suffer alone. You don't have to worry yourself to pieces. Oh, Chiaki. I want a hug from Chiaki. And then finally, moving on from Chiaki's route, we have a little bit of comic before finally getting to Setsuna's route, which she was so excited to show us. Haruki-kun. Setsuna, too warm and fuzzy. I know. I'll get there. Haruki-kun said he likes me the best in the world. I'm a second and third favorite too. She's got the red ring of fate tied to her finger. Ugh, now I'm getting embarrassed. 3 years. That was a very long time. Yep, and we all had to suffer it with you. You did so much for me, EO. Finally, some thanks. Thinking back, it started with my best friend. Then our junior in high school, his boss, and a former classmate. They're so cute. God, I love every one of them. Every time I got dumped, my skill was polished further. And now they call it the art of getting dumped. A master in the art of getting dumped? Literally, though, she is. It's so sad. Finally, even in my own route, I was bullied. No bullying. No. Oh, baby girl. She was so nice, though. It was amazing. She was almost too good. Why are you talking about her like she's dead? She's very much not. Anyway, now I can sing again and be with him again. It's me, your Setsuna Ogiso, the one you all loved. I'm back. Yay, welcome home. Congratulations. Thank you. It seems like a shame to let this page end. Actually, this could be a good place to end the book instead. She just wants it to end here because everything's fine for her right now. And then we're going to get into Coda and everything won't be fine again. Poor Setsuna. It's like, closing chapter was so hard. And then you finally get better. You finally get her life back on track. Everything's good. And then, boop. Nope. Can't be happy because this is White Album 2. And that would be blasphemy. Hey, I'm getting jammed behind you here. Think you could hurry it up? You're too early. Don't crash my page. I don't show up at all in CC. I'm sick of waiting. Oh, Kazusa, I promise you will get your chance. But first, we're going to read closing chapter, Setsuna's route timeline. And a lot of Setsuna's route, is just directly after the common route. If you're kind to Setsuna during the common route and have common sense and deny the side heroines, naturally you will end up on Setsuna's route. So, starting in December, Haruki remains socially withdrawn. Haruki gets call from Mari, tells her what happened. Chiaki goes to Haruki's place, gives up on screenplay, sends encouragement. Haruki has Koharu call Mihoko, apologizes to them both for his behavior to this point. Haruki talks to Io and Takeya about what happened on Christmas. Finally, Haruki has Io call Setsuna for him. Haruki officially apologizes to Setsuna and reaffirms his feelings for her. Which is like 6 days after the big blowout happened, so honestly, if you have a big fight with someone, Yes, it's good to like maybe take a walk, let off steam, whatever. You want to have your head on straight, but don't let it go too long because they'll just be like, okay, like things are better when you're not here, you know? Moving to January. Setsuna takes pains to avoid Haruki, is scolded by Io. Io and Takea have a meeting at Haruki's place. Setsuna gets involved with Tomo. Blech. I know it's necessary for her, but like, God, I hate that part. Haruki leaves job at Goodies. Setsuna goes out with Tomo to pick up guys. Setsuna takes out her anger on Haruki over the phone. Haruki plays guitar for Setsuna. Oh, that's so sweet. Setsuna gives Haruki a box lunch. Setsuna gives Tomo a box lunch as well to pay her back. Tomo gets Setsuna's cell number. Haruki plays guitar for Setsuna. Tomo provokes Setsuna in the school cafeteria. People around Setsuna are bewildered by her change. Which is really important because Setsuna's like, I wouldn't say her default mode, but her default school mode is fake, right? Like, oh, I'm perfect. I'm the school idol, this and that. But Setsuna actually being herself is very shocking to other people. And honestly, that's what's healthy for her and others, so. Setsuna gradually brightens. Her mother is relieved. Thank goodness for that. And then moving on to some character quotes. You're really pretty naive, Kitahara. So easily hurt, always blaming yourself. You think? Yes, I do. And every time something painful happens, you try to escape with studying and work, so it's blatantly obvious. She really had been keeping a careful eye on me. Which is, okay, calm down. The thing I really like about moving into Setsuna's route in closing chapter is you get to see how Haruki's friendships have helped him make it through hard times. Like here, we're starting with Mari, but we're going to go through everybody that helped him. Having those connections to other people really help you grow as a person. They make you realize your own mistakes. They make you realize like how you can grow, in what ways can you grow, but also give you confidence because like other people aren't perfect either. And Haruki helping others, like helping Koharu stand on her 2 feet, helping Chiaki with her finals, like him being able to help those people who are also helping him gives him confidence. So like it's just this beautiful circle. I love it. I love Haruki's connections to other people. So moving on to Chiaki. You dragged it out this long. You may as well keep dashing until the end and bring this beautiful story to a beautiful conclusion. Good night, God of mine. It really was a lot of fun for me, watching you these past few years. I mean, you said you'd been reflecting on yourself, senpai, which means you want to improve yourself, right? All that matters to me is that you're facing forward. I could never hate someone who was giving their full effort. Still so positive and constructive. As she looked at me, her eyes were perfectly clear, like the starry, cloudless sky above us. That's important. You can never hate someone who was giving their all. That's so important. That's such a beautiful line. Why are you apologizing? Because I lied, just like you said. Because I hadn't forgotten about Kazusa. And because I don't believe I'm ever going to forget about Kazusa. Uh-huh. And, well, I think this is what I need to apologize for the most. Because in spite of all that, I still love you, Setsuna. Aww, that's hard. You're the biggest idiot in the world, Haruki Kitahara. What? Stop it. Don't call me this late at night. I'd missed this so badly that I could cry. In fact, I did. I had hoped someday that I could meet this Setsuna again. The usual Setsuna, without alcohol or anything else involved. That's such a beautiful and horrifyingly sad point too. You shouldn't have to drink to see somebody's true self. But, us as people, as part of a society, are all about, like, putting up masks and putting up fronts and pretending. You shouldn't need alcohol to be yourself. I wanted her to whine at me. I wanted her to pout, to trouble me. I wanted her to be ridiculously clingy with me. I wanted to regain what I had lost by my own fault. Calm down, Setchan. Ugh. You're not going to yell at me for that? Well, I guess I don't really mind it from you, Haruki-kun. Why? Because it made my heart flutter a little. Oh, so cute. Such a cute nickname. It was exactly as I'd thought. Setsuna was in a state of excitement today. From where I was standing, she actually seemed to be enjoying herself. And then, moving on to February. Three-way fight between Setsuna, Io, and Tomo. Haruki does not play love out of reach for Setsuna. Todokanai Koi still has a lot of connotations for the trio. Tomo traps Setsuna and announces show live on the air. Setsuna goes missing. Yikes. Haruki and the others split up to search for Setsuna. Haruki finds Setsuna in the school gym. Setsuna begins to sing to herself. Valentine's Day concert is a huge success. Haruki takes Setsuna from the concert venue. Haruki, as promised, takes Setsuna by force. Again, another interesting way to say sleeping with someone. Party at the Ogiso's house. Those two time periods are not connected. And then some character quotes. Don't take her side like that, Io. Did you hear the terrible thing she just said to me? Well, but I thought she just hit a sore spot. What do you mean, worthless man? How dare you? You don't have any idea what he's really worth. Oh, that part. Not the wishy-washy girl part. Honestly, like, if I was Setsuna's friend, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be like, your boyfriend sucks. Like, come on. I love you the second most in the world. What? Second most? I hate this part. Every time I play this part, I get so angry. This is such a stupid troll to do to someone who you've traumatized over and over. Then, you mean Kazusa will always, no matter how hard I try, no matter how long I stay with you and look at you, Kazusa will always be... Because the one I love the most in the world is the Setsuna I see singing and enjoying herself in front of me. So stupid. I get what he's trying to do, but it's so stupid. Oh, if I was Setsuna, I would just leave. Here, handkerchief. Shut up. Wait, did you? You just wanted Setsuna to sing. Seriously? That's the whole reason? Happy birthday. I love you. It's Valentine's Day. That's what you're supposed to say, right? Not a trifecta. What a conversation between so many different people going in so many different directions. And that is when we will move on to White Album 2 Coda, which, after all the feel-good vibes of finally settling things for Setsuna, we get to break them yet again, unfortunately. So, thank you ever so much for joining me on this part of the Doujinshi reading of White Album 2, and I'll be back with the next part shortly. Until then, hope you take care. See you!